The LEC is back with KC win trading against the Academy team, and Baus is getting solo boloed in every single game, while we still have best of ones in the big 2020-2026 LEC. Also, Spain proved that they are better than France and all of that, while the mid-pack maniac is just getting to its peak after week 2 of LEC Versus. So welcome back to the LEC check in week 1 and 2. The opener for LEC Versus was Fnatic against Los Ratones, and not just the BO1 format is boring as hell, also was the first 20 minutes of this game before Fnatic won and started the early downfall for the Ratoonies. After that, Giant X won against Shifters, Na'Vi won against Team Heretics, and Vitality winning against SK. Then we got the battle of KC against the Academy team, and I'm not the guy to say it, but in my eyes, Yukino was totally gapping Yike before I think he got a call from the KC CEO, and then they started losing. Of course, I don't really think that happened because KC was just macro way too far ahead, so just a little joke. And the last match of day 1 was the rematch of LEC Summer Finals with G2 versus Koi, where we got mKoi actually winning, with G2 looking kinda dizzy and not that promising as we all thought, and that will show also later in the week, so stay tuned. On day 2 we've got Shifters winning against Heretics before we had the ERL team battle with KCB and LR. That game was probably the best chance for both teams to catch a win, and KC Blue took that opportunity with a smile, making it pretty hard for Los Ratones to catch a break, winning pretty convincingly for KCB here. After that, Na'Vi won against Vitality and SK won against Fnatic. G2 losing their second game against Giant X, starting 0-2 in the LEC Versus. And last game of the day was mKoi KC battle, with Spain winning against the Frenchmen, giving KC their first L. On day 3 we had Fnatic winning against Na'Vi, giving them their first loss, Vitality farming their win against KCB, Heretics getting their first win against Giant X, and Shifters upsetting mKoi, claiming that they are the better team with a purple logo. Also, that was nearly a perfect game, so just 4 kills for mKoi in the whole game, pretty insane. After that we got LR putting up a pretty good fight against KC, but it still wasn't enough for them. I mean, it's still KC, but it was close and we had the hopes for LR to win it, but they lost, so they got 0-3 in their first week of LEC Versus. Not really grateful for them. Oh, and last game was G2 taking their first win against the Pension home and their old teammates Wonder and Mickey from SK, and that was also an insane stomp, nearly 17k gold lead in the end. By the way guys, I would really appreciate a like or a sub if you like my content, as well as a comment on how to improve my content, as I'm still new to this shit and I'm looking to improve it, so thank you guys very much, and let's continue with week 2. Week 2 then started with the usual Los Ratones lose against Giant X being maybe their hardest game until now, and it really starts to hurt me, and just seeing them lose on stage and all of that, I was so hyped for them, it just breaks my heart to see them lose every day, so I hope it will get better. And it will get better. Now it was time for Na'Vi to collect their win against KCB before Heretics won against Vitality, starting the midfield mayhem. G2 going 2-2 with a win against Shifters, KC won against SK, and Koi won against Fnatic. And after that, day 2 started with Vitality winning against the Shifters, and Na'Vi won against SK before Los Ratones finally won a game against Heretics, even leaving myself a little emotional. Finally, they are on the board, and I hope there are so many more to come. And when I see these scenes from Cadro, I really get emotional too.
There it is! The Toadies get the win! Oh, thank God, man. No, I'm sorry for getting emotional. It's only one LEC best of 1 win, you know, but like the last few weeks have been so fucking hard. Oh my God. No, I never cry on stream, but man, the last few weeks have been so chopped.
They're finally on the board, even though it required Nemesis pulling up his absolute A-game. This guy is just insane, and he needs to be in LEC more than for just 1 split. After that, mKoi farms France 2 with a 26-minute 20k gold lead, and Fnatic winning against GX and their old bot lane Noah and John, before France pretty convincingly stomped G2, setting the bar for the top teams. By the way, Bibi picked Lee Sin this game, Lee Sin top. Don't look at it, please. The last day of week 2 started with Wonder carrying SK to their win against KCB, Shifters completely throwing a 9k gold lead against LR, letting them in their comfort zone from last year. Also, Baus bombing Los Ratones in their way to insane comeback. Let's go, Los Ratones is there!
Look, the Lucian! That's the purpose!
After that, Fnatic won against Vitality, G2 finally won against Heretics, KC winning against Na'Vi, and the last match was Giant X upsetting MKOI for their second loss of the season, leaving us with the following standings after week 2. KC is leading the LEC VERSUS with a record of 5 wins to 1 loss. Then we have Fnatic, Giant X, Movistar KOI and Na'Vi with 4-2 record, and Vitality and G2 standing 3-3. On the lower end are sitting LR, Shifters, SK and Heretics with a 2-4 scoreline, and KCB being the last with a record of 1-5. And here I want to take some time speaking about the standings right now, because I'm really hyped for the last 2 weeks of group stage. On the one hand, we've got G2 not living up to their expectations for now, really looking to ramp up in the next few weeks to climb up in the standings, and as well as Giant X and Na'Vi, who are quite good. Maybe not everyone expected them to be that good, so they are looking to keep their good form. And also pretty exciting is the battle for the last playoff spot right now. We have LR, Shifters and SK battling for it, because I don't really see any team above them right now dropping that hard down to get sucked into the last playoff spot madness. So it's just these 4 teams for me, and I'll be honest, for now I think every team can have that spot. Maybe Shifters kinda is my favorite to take it this time, but LR, if they can keep up their good form, getting a good win against maybe G2 or KOI, who were not that consistent this season, maybe it's possible for them. For SK and Heretics, I don't really see it. And yeah, for KCB, I also don't see it. I don't see that they can compete with the guys above them. Also, I feel like it's kind of unfair for them, to be honest, to be in the 1-5 spot, because they really look not that bad sometimes, but it doesn't really, it just wasn't enough for a win, sadly. So they're looking promising, but they can't convert that into win, besides the win against Lost Returns, but they could have won against some LEC teams for sure. Sadly, they didn't too. Maybe they will in the last 2 weeks, as we are coming for the next games right now. And some highlights are for sure Na'Vi against Giant X on Saturday, Heretics and KCB on Sunday, kinda being the best chance for KCB to catch another win. Vitality against G2 on Monday, because it will be interesting to see if G2 can ramp up their form, because if they can't, Vitality is for sure looking for their chance. And for me, the LR matches next week are also hype, because LR against Na'Vi, G2 and KOI, pretty hype, but it also can be really dangerous, because if they lose all these 3 games, they lose their confidence maybe, and they lose their good form they build up from the last 2 wins. So maybe it's not that good that week 3 is now, because they need some confidence for the last week to get some wins to get the playoffs. Maybe we will see that. And that's where we are right now. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, cause League never sleeps.